Right out and about for Nutrien here in sunny Golden Valley. Hello, Blanche, Poole.
Hey, how you going, Paul?
Last time you and I did one of these, we looked like moonheads. It was very late at night after the Nutrien sales.
Yeah, that's right. That was after we'd sold our nice trotting filly and she'd made us some money, so that was pretty awesome.
Bit of a recap. Had time to digest. It was probably a little bit of a rushed interview that we had on the day, but how did you find the whole experience?
Oh, look, we couldn't have been happier. There was just a really good feel. You get treated well. Some of the prices weren't, all that we thought they might make, but then we made it up with others. The trotting part of the sale just went phenomenally well, as I assume Yabby Dams would be alluding to. But yeah, for us, it was just a really nice day out as well. The people were nice, the environment was nice, they just couldn't do more to help you. Like if you needed something done, you just went and grabbed someone with a green shirt on and they would run up to the office or ring someone or get something done for you. So it was awesome. Yeah.
This is not a paid. I mean, I want to get out. I'm going to keep raising the profile for Nutrien and for breeders. I like trying to do different things for breeders in the world. But two things. You said everything was nice. It actually wasn't a nice day, and yet you still had a great experience because it was cold, it was windy, it was the start of winter as compared to now we're almost getting out of it. So that part, it wasn't really a nice day. You still had a great thing. Yep. The other part, you said there before about harassed a trotter and selling their trotters. But your trotters sold really well as well. Like it wasn't like you were competing against them. It actually complemented the sale, didn't it?
Yeah, no, for sure. Like we were all there as one big team, just trying to do something great for the industry. The competition has been good, as we've found out. So no, it was just even though, as you say, it was a cold day, miserable day. I think they've listened to feedback for that. They've actually pushed the sale forward for Melbourne a week, so hopefully that'll help out a little bit, being the 3rd of April, I think, instead of the middle of April. So yeah, I they listen to us and do what we ask.
And there's also got Sydney sale, and I think that's part is listening, and a little bit of the feedback they were getting, I think initially when there was going to be one in Melbourne, one in Sydney, was that a lot of people in the Melbourne are like, well, we don't know if we're going to be able to get to Sydney, so being able to split it up.
Yeah.
And I know, having private conversation with Bardo, it's actually potentially relieved a little bit of pressure off a lot of you bigger vendors as well, because naturally people would say, well, you're going to all stay back in Melbourne, but that's probably not going to be the case. Some people may still go to Sydney and may take a smaller draft there to Sydney, which will only complement that side of the draft as well. Yeah,
that's right. Look, I'm sure we were trying to pick and choose a little bit, what are we going to send to Sydney? I know, like, everyone has to think about cost, but when they opened it up for Melbourne, we're like, okay, maybe there's a couple that we would pick out for Sydney and still take them and still go to Melbourne, but at this stage we think we'll just put what we've got into the Melbourne sale. So yeah, we're happy to do that, and happy that they're still going to run one in Melbourne, and we hope that they do really well in Sydney also.
Could be big on brand. Rhiannon Park, High Gain on the other side. Don't put your sunglasses on your hat. You're wondering what I was doing. And it does open up options. You say about them listening as well, and I think they listen and they learn, but also as vendors dealing with a different company, we all have preconceived ideas, but being able to then listen back to them and get their feedback, that's key, as well as being able to grow a business that we all want to grow.
That's right. Like this whole industry, it's a horse industry. It's an industry I've been in for 30 years now. My parents were in the standardbred industry before that, so it's I just love it, and I don't want to see it fail, and I just think it's a great industry for anyone to get into, and we just need to keep nurturing it along, and sometimes that means that we allow new people on board to give us new fresh ideas, and so it's great.
And competition's good. No matter what anyone says, like, competition is actually really good, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that drives things, and it has driven things because things have changed.
That's right. Yeah, there's been some few announcements, and things are sort of rolling along. So yeah, it's great. It's just good.
Nutrien, they've also made some announcements themselves, and I am actually going to put this banner up over the top of it so it doesn't look like I'm reading it from my phone. But they are going to have, for the horses that go through the 2022 yearling sales, that's either Sydney and Melbourne, when they come to race in Melbourne in 2023 as 2-year-olds, and some of the 3-year-olds that sold last year, on that that occasion, there'll be $925,000 in minimum stake money provided. Yeah. That's huge money. And I know, look, APG, they announced big money and all the rest. This is only a second year into the foray of harness racing. So
that's right.
And that's minimum. It clearly states there that it is minimum. And as far as when we say about the trotters, they're going to have the richest, Australia's richest trotting race series at all, totalling $375,000.
Yeah.
And for someone that's actually got a newfound love for the trotter and the way they sell, that is exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is exciting. Like my parents had trotters. Dad had a really nice trotter quite a few years ago. He's passed on now, but it's the trotting side of it is a way we can move forward and grow. It's more international. I don't know how many people were aware, but a lot of the high-class Olympic horses that were racing have actually got French trotting blood.
I'm aware of it, including the gold medalist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there is then, room for some way of spreading into that market too. So look, it's just the trotting side of it is awesome, and I've always loved the trotters. They're just beautiful to watch. As well. So yeah, it's good to see the trotting side of it blooming, and a company that's prepared to invest in that side of it as well. And
invest into the future. And I know this is one that has been brought to my attention. You've got a good soft spot for it. I'm actually wrapped in it, and I can't wait to see it. Hopefully, COVID pending, I'll be able to get up there to Tamworth. What they're doing with the rehoming of Standardbreds in New South Wales.
Yeah, how cool is that?
That
is so awesome.
For people that aren't aware, they're giving them to a group of the best drafters and said, here's some horses, and they're going to get them drafting cattle. They'll be drafting water buffalo initially, which is, again, something I want to get some of these footage, because I think from a trotting point of view, we just get up and work our horses. I think the way they do things would be really, really cool, but as I said, it's going to be a bit COVID dependent as to how we go. But they're going to take these horses, give them to these competitive drafters, and then they're going to sell them like they do with their auction. It turns over $12 million, or turned over $12 million last year. These horses are going to be included in that auction. So it's not a ticky-touch auction. They're going to be like in front of a big stage. And from that feedback that Bardo said, they're getting a lot more feedback as well from other avenues that we can rehome our horses, which is so key for harness racing growing, isn't it?
That's right. Because look, a lot of those big stations up there, they don't need a fancy horse to go around and bring the cows in. They just need something that's reliable and sturdy, and that's what our breed is. They've had so much done with them before they turn 4, and a lot of riding horses, you're not starting them until they're 4 anyway. So it just gives them another avenue that we can explore, that hopefully the temperament of our breed will love.
It was quite interesting talking to Mark when he was saying about it, because you picture big stations and everything can really ride, but a lot of people that go there, they just pack up and go. They've never ridden a horse.
That's right.
And that's where our Standardbreds. And,
that's it. Like they've probably got backpackers and all kids from the city that just want to be a Jillaroo, and they've never touched a horse before, so they just need horses with a nice even temperament, and that's what our breed is. It's
on my bucket list actually to get up there and have a look at that, because I think it's one of the things that Nutrien have afforded me a little bit of a luxury with, opening my eyes up to something different. We need to embrace different, and we need to be able to see different, and then we can actually see spots that we can keep growing our industry, because these guys get up there and ride a Standardbred. They come back, if they're a successful businessman or something like that, they might say, I'm going to start looking into these, and then they can rock up to a sale and buy a horse. And that's the other part about growing it. Plus, with the guys at Tamworth, who knows what could come of that. If there are people there and they watch them, they say, so I can race a horse, and then I can retire him, and I can ride him and compete on him. Another good opportunity.
Yeah, for sure.
They are progressive. They are changing things. I think the other great thing that Mark released to me just recently was looking into like mare series and 4-year-old racing, things like that.
Yep.
They're not just trying to grow a small part of the industry. They're trying to grow with the industry and help promote the industry, which is, I think, something that a lot of people need to get out there and be aware of. So, rehoming Standardbreds, but also trying to look after them for racing for a lot longer.
That's right, and we really seriously need to look at that. There's so many horses wasted because didn't make it to a 3-year-old. We really need to get those avenues open to race them longer. And that way, a lot of the fault, it's the ones that make it to the track. They're the lucky ones.
Yep.
There are ones that don't even make it to the track, so we need avenues for them. But as you say, we need the longevity in the sport as well. So yes, like mare racing, older horse racing, that's the way to go.
And we don't want our horses to be leaving our shores going to America. We want as many horses racing here as we can.
Yeah.
Being able to keep the 4-year-old mares or the old, and maybe even older mares racing in a competitive race series is very, very good.
Because we don't want to lose those good mares to overseas, because we want to be able to breed from them too. And if they go overseas, we lose them forever.
How is next year's draft looking?
Yeah, pretty good. They're all a bit muddy and wet at the moment.
we're not doing photos out there. There's no problems there. But will there be quite a substantial size of horses in the draft?
Look, I think, for us personally, Dean and I, for Rhiannon Park, I think we've got about 14 all up. Some of those, because they're fillies out of older mares, and some of our good mares we'll probably keep ourselves.
Yep.
But yeah, look, we've got, I think all up, we've only got about 5 colts. So yeah, there's a nice down by the seaside out of a Better's Delight mare. We've got there's Woodlands. We've got a really nice Vincent.
Zipping it back up.
Nice Vincent colt as well. And then there's some really nice fillies there too. Like we've got a sports rider out of a mare that left Charlie McSheen. Just let me turn that off. It's
okay. That happens. I don't stress too much about the phones. What about the trotter? Have we got another one coming along or not?
We do. We've got a full sister to Just a Bit Touchy. But
one of the best names. A lot of people won't think about that name. I'm not going to tell you how it's the best name, but it is one of the best named horses going around.
We thought it was because, maybe when she went into work, she got a little bit airheaded and was a bit touchy, but apparently no, it's for another reason to do with Father Patrick.
Well, we'll just leave it at that. If people get it, they get it. No, they don't, they don't.
That's right. But no, we do. We've got a full sister to her, but that's one of the ones that we sort of think maybe we'll keep. Yeah. And we've got a sister to Jellyby Kung Fu. That's Captain Treacherous filly, so we'll probably keep her too. But yeah, I think people would understand if we were doing that. But in saying that, we may in the next couple of weeks decide that, look, we want to make them eligible for that race series, the Nutrien race series, and we may very well enter them. But who knows with those ones. But as I say, we've still got another 10 or so that we're going to be putting through the sales.
And you'll be doing horses for vendors going through the sales as well?
Yeah, look, we're not actively taking any new outside clients.
Change of stable, wow.
We are doing, like, clients that have been with us for a long time, we're still doing their yearlings. But yeah, we're not, and anything that's on farm, obviously, we will do if they want to sell them through a sale. And we won't not prepare anything for the other sale. If someone wants us to do that, it's on farm here, that's fine, we'll still do that. But yeah, look, as far as, like, I'm not getting any younger, and
you're only 21, so don't worry about that, it's all good.
No, so it's just, we just don't want to be under too much stress anymore, and doing big drafts of yearlings, like when I used to be at Concord, we'd do 50 in a draft, and Alabar was 48, and it becomes a little bit monotonous, and I've done it every year since I've started, so 30 years of yearlings.
It is
a long time.
And it is a vicious cycle. In a way, it just keeps rolling around. Like, it's breeding season now. I know Woodlands the other day, they actually, it's funny, a seaside out of Better's Delight mare. Yeah. They actually first foal was just, I think, on Monday in
yep.
New Zealand. So,
Yeah.
I mean, breeding season's
lucky
upon
them.
us. And it just keeps rolling around though, doesn't it?
It does. And yeah, it's not that I don't love doing it, but I just want to have fun doing it now rather than being stressful. So it's just nice taking a smaller draft. So I think even for Nutrien, we could still have 15 to 20 on the day. But yeah, it's not like doing.
And that's a smaller draft.
Yeah, I know.
All right, I believe you. I admire people that do any more, than a couple, because I think there is a lot of work goes into it. But as I say, the Nutrien experience, it's a family experience. All the staff and everyone, they're all one team,
Yep.
and they really showed a different side to it. So I think that probably makes it a little bit easier. But and it's here to stay, and they're going to grow. And that's the other exciting part about it. Like I said, stake money is already at 925,000.
Yep.
Richest trotting race series in Australia. With a lot of support from harassed trotters and that. And Pat, Pat probably doesn't get enough kudos for what he does do, but he does a great job. But I think the whole package and what's going on is good, and get the brand out there, get the name out there, and people are aware who they are.
Yeah, that's it. No, definitely.
Blanche, thank you very much for
okay.
having a chat. It was a little bit different, and I must say, if anyone's thinking I was shaking, I was. It is actually a nice day here, but every now and then you get a cold breeze come through. It was very, very cold. Blanche, thank you very much. Look forward to doing more with you going forward to Nutrien. When you get a few of these horses in, we'll come up and we'll have a bit of a chat about those as well.
Cool.
So
that'd be great. Awesome.
Thank you very much, Blanche Poole.
Thanks.